Hello guys and welcome back to Game of Box Office. This time we are going to talk about the possible box office performance of the next Wolverine installment, Logan. As always, I will start to talk about a fact which works in favor for a good box office performance of the movie. The first trailer, which was released about 2 weeks ago, was met with high acclaim and almost 100% of praise from fans and audiences all over the world. Most people in the comment sections are very happy about the look and the overall mood of the trailer, often stating that this could be finally the Wolverine movie that everyone wanted to see from day one. On top of that, the trailer received a huge amount of likes and the view count is through the roof for a movie out of the X-Men franchise. All in all, a very good marketing start for Fox and the movie Logan. The next positive thing I want to point out is the competition. On March 3rd, when Logan premieres, there is no other movie to steal the spot from the new X-Men universe installment. Since comic book movies always start very strong and then fall quite fast, Logan can open big without any other film to compete against. On the second weekend there is Kong Skull Island to hit cinemas. Admittedly, this movie is huge and when it's good, it can hurt the performance of Logan, but this is not an unknown situation for a Wolverine movie. Every single Wolverine movie and basically also every single X-Men movie overall, except for Deadpool, had a big movie to perform against on the second weekend. The studio Fox is aware of this fact and because of that, it is really not a big deal that there is a big movie on the second weekend. The third weekend of Logan's run is then again very quiet with no real new competition at all. With Power Rangers and King Arthur Legend of the Sword on the fourth weekend, Logan will probably lose lots of screens and with that lots of its box office power. But since The Wolverine from 2013 already grossed 87% of its final domestic gross at this point, and X-Men Origins Wolverine grossed about 86% of its final domestic gross at this point, it doesn't matter if the movie gets hit on the fourth weekend or after that. To sum it up, the competition that Logan has to face is a pro point for the box office run of the movie. The next thing I want to talk about is the hype that is building up towards Logan. This could be the final time that we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and maybe we will even see Wolverine die in this movie. Of course, we don't know this yet for sure, but as far as I'm concerned, this could really happen. When it does, the box office will jump through the roof. Another great pro point for the movie is the overall situation of the X-Men franchise. While most people will probably say that this is wrong, I can just hardly disagree. X-Men Days of Future Past grossed more than 700 million worldwide. Deadpool grossed close to 800 million worldwide and X-Men Apocalypse grossed 543 million worldwide. Although this is a big fall from Deadpool or Days of Future Past, Apocalypse managed this gross, although close to everybody hated the movie and said that it was one of the worst from the whole franchise. So all in all, X-Men Apocalypse managed to become the third highest grossing movie out of the X-Men Universe franchise by being a shitty movie. That's something to be actually happy about. Of course, some people will say now that the two Wolverine standalone movies were both not very successful and far from being critically acclaimed like Deadpool or Days of Future Past, but most people will see Logan as a follow-up movie on Days of Future Past, so I really don't think that the old Wolverine movies will affect Logan in a bad way. On top of that, Fox is now, after Deadpool, finally open-minded enough to give the movie an R rating, what fans all the time wanted for a Wolverine standalone movie. This will push the box office up also. The only thing that is really not working in favor for the movie is the director James Mangold. This guy directed some great movies in the past. He directed Walk the Line and Pretend to Humor, for example. But he was also the director behind the latest Wolverine movie, The Wolverine, which was, when it comes to the final movie, a really poor work of James Mangold. This guy definitely can create great movies, but he has shown that Wolverine is maybe not the fitting character for his art of directing. Alright guys, I will now fade in all aspects I just counted which work in favor or not in favor for a good box office performance of the movie, and I will now start to talk about the pessimistic prediction on Logan. When everything goes wrong with the movie, when the quality is equal to the quality of the Wolverine, and all pro points I just counted are not really working for the movie, I can see a gross pretty much between the Wolverine and X-Men Apocalypse. In this scenario, the movie will open with $60 million and after a multiplier of 2.8 will finish its domestic performance with 168 million in total. On top of that, Logan will gross 320 million in overseas territories for a final worldwide total of $488 million. With an estimated budget of only $127 million, this would already be quite a success for Fox, but to be honest, the potential of the movie is far greater than that. Let's move on to the realistic prediction. In this scenario, I can see Logan to outgross X-Men Apocalypse for the third highest grossing movie out of the X-Men franchise. Logan would open with $70 million and after a multiplier of 2.9 would finish its domestic performance with $203 million. On the overseas front, Logan would gross a total of $430 million for a combined worldwide total of $633 million in total. This is probably a number that Fox is hoping to achieve with Logan. The studio would be really happy and it would be a good farewell for Hugh Jackman and the character. In the optimistic scenario, Logan could give Days of Future Past a run for its money. In this scenario, Logan will open with $90 million and after a multiplier of 2.8 will finish its domestic run with $252 million in total, ahead of Days of Future Past's domestic total and only behind Deadpool's domestic total. On the overseas front, Logan will gross $498 million for a combined worldwide total of $750 million in total. This would beat Days of Future Past when it comes to the worldwide gross, and Logan would be only second to Deadpool. I really hope this scenario becomes reality, since the character Wolverine really deserves the best farewell there possibly is. The next video will be a prediction about Fast 8. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope you liked it. If so, be sure to check out these other 3 predictions that I'll link you on the left side, right side and bottom of the frame. Also, when you like what I do here on YouTube, be sure to hit a like and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye bye.